Have you ever felt ignored by your children or struggled to handle their disrespect without losing your cool? If so, you're not alone. In this guide, you'll discover a simple yet powerful 6-step method to turn these challenging moments into chances for stronger and more respectful relationships. Stay with us until the end to learn practical strategies that you can use right away to regain calm, improve communication, and build a harmonious family environment. Don't miss these essential tips that can make a lasting positive impact on your family's dynamics. If you're not already subscribed, I recommend subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. If you enjoy this video, please help me continue sharing these valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. Also, if you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Step 1. Keep your emotions in check. The very first step in handling difficult moments with your children is learning to control your emotions. When your children ignore you, show disrespect, or lash out, it's completely natural to feel anger, frustration, or even deep hurt. After all, as a parent, you've put so much love, care, and time into raising them. But here's an important truth. Reacting out of anger or frustration might feel right in the moment, but it rarely leads to anything positive. So, before you let those emotions take over, pause and take some deep breaths. Remember, staying calm is not just helpful, it's your superpower. By staying composed, you're not only preventing unnecessary emotional conflicts, but you're also sending a powerful message of strength, wisdom, and confidence to your children. Children of all ages are incredibly observant. They will notice your calmness and be more likely to think about their own behavior. They might not admit it right away, but during these moments, they learn more from your actions than from any angry words you might say. When you remain calm, your mind stays clear, allowing you to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting without thinking. Reacting in anger often leads to saying things we don't really mean, or worse, creating emotional wounds that take much longer to heal than we ever intended. These emotional scars, if not addressed, can damage the foundation of your relationship with your children. The last thing any parent wants is for a moment of frustration to cause long-term harm. Managing your emotions doesn't mean hiding your feelings or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means channeling those emotions in a constructive way. When you show your children that you can handle difficult moments with grace and composure, you're teaching them one of the most valuable lessons of all: how to face life's challenges with maturity and self-control. You are modeling the resilience they will need as they face their own struggles in life. Think about the positive effect this can have. Your calm presence during their emotional storms can inspire them to approach conflicts with a similar mindset. Gradually, they'll realize that they can come to you not just as a parent, but as a safe and supported figure. Someone who, no matter how difficult things get, remains steady and caring. Isn't that the ultimate goal? To strengthen your bond, to build mutual respect, and to create a space where your children feel seen, heard, and valued no matter what. That's the power of keeping your emotions in check. Step 2. Show understanding without giving in. Once you've taken the time to calm yourself, the next important step is to pause and look deeper into what's really happening beneath your child's behavior. When your children show disrespect or act out, it's easy to react quickly with anger or criticism. However, reacting this way can often make the situation worse instead of fixing it. Instead, take a step back and ask yourself, what is really going on here? What feelings, fears, or struggles might be causing my child to behave like this? If you're still reading this guide and finding it useful, please comment 1 below to let me know you're with me. Children, just like adults, have complex emotions such as stress, insecurity, confusion, or frustration. Sometimes, they don't know how to express these feelings clearly. When they can't express themselves well, these emotions may come out as behavior that seems disrespectful or rebellious. By taking a moment to think about what might be motivating your child's actions, you create a chance to understand what they're really going through. This does not mean you are excusing bad behavior or letting it continue without consequences. Instead, it means you are addressing the cause of their actions, not just the visible behavior. Empathy is your strongest tool here. Showing empathy doesn't mean accepting disrespect or giving up your role as a parent. It means approaching the situation with kindness and patience, trying to see things from your child's point of view. When you do this, you create a safe space where real communication can happen. Your child will be much more likely to open up and share their true feelings if they feel you aren't there to immediately judge or punish them, but to listen and understand. Think about how powerful this is. When your child feels heard, seen, and understood, they start to trust you on a much deeper level. They don't feel like a problem to be fixed, but a person whose feelings and experiences matter. This feeling of being accepted is essential for building a bridge of communication between you and your child. When children know they can share themselves without fear of quick criticism or harsh authority, they are more likely to come to you in the future with their problems. This helps prevent small issues from growing into big conflicts. But let's be clear. Showing understanding is not giving in or being weak. In fact, it's one of the strongest things you can do as a parent. It takes courage to set aside your frustration and try to see the situation through your child's eyes. You aren't giving up your authority. You're deepening your connection with your child. This connection leads to better, more honest conversations, where both you and your child can express your feelings and work together toward solutions. By truly understanding your child, you deal with real problems instead of just reacting to bad behavior. For example, a child's disrespect might not just be defiance. They could be stressed about school, struggling with friends, or feeling like they aren't good enough. If you only respond to the disrespect, you miss the chance to help them handle these bigger issues. But if you respond with empathy and curiosity, you can guide your child through these challenges and strengthen your relationship at the same time. It's also important to remember that by showing empathy and understanding, you're teaching your child how to handle their own emotions and conflicts maturely and kindly. They learn that it's okay to have feelings, but that it's important to understand and express them in healthy ways. This lesson helps your child develop emotional intelligence, which they'll need to build good relationships throughout life. Imagine how much this can change your family. Instead of ongoing frustration and fights, you build a deeper connection and better communication. When children feel understood, they respect the rules you set because they know those rules come from love and care, not just control. They see that you want to help them grow, not just control them. Ultimately, showing understanding lets you parent with wisdom, not just react to problems. It gives you the ability to fix real issues, not just punish bad behavior. Most importantly, it builds a relationship based on trust, respect, and love, one where both you and your child feel heard and valued. This is the kind of relationship that helps you and your child through the challenges of growing up and parenting. It strengthens your bond in meaningful ways. So next time your child disrespects you or there's conflict, don't rush to respond with anger or authority. Instead, take a breath, look at the situation with an open heart, and try to understand what's really happening. Ask yourself, what is my child truly feeling right now? When you respond with empathy and understanding, you create a chance for real connection and growth, not just for your child, but for you too. This is true parenting. Those quiet moments of understanding where love and empathy are stronger than anger and control. Step 3. Set clear boundaries calmly. Setting clear boundaries is not just about drawing a simple line. It's about doing so with calmness, kindness, and understanding. When emotions run high, staying calm and grounded becomes even more important. This helps ensure that your message is received clearly and with respect, rather than causing more conflict or confusion. From my experience, the way we communicate our limits greatly influences the outcome. When you pause, take a deep breath, and calmly explain what behavior is acceptable and what is not, you create a space where everyone can feel understood. This approach encourages mutual respect instead of frustration or rebellion. It is crucial to make sure your boundaries are firm but fair. Avoid using harsh words, yelling, or threats. Instead of sounding like a strict authority figure, try being assertive with love and consistency. This way, children learn that their actions have consequences, but without feeling punished unfairly or hurt emotionally. Calm, clear communication shows that rules are there to protect and guide them, not just to control them. Children, no matter their age, actually need structure in their lives. They want to feel safe and secure, and boundaries help give them that security. But it is important to balance boundaries carefully. If rules are too strict or rigid, children might feel trapped and grow resentful or rebellious. On the other hand, if rules are too loose or unclear, children can feel lost, confused, or unsure about what is expected of them. Finding the right balance, where boundaries are firm but also flexible enough to fit the situation, is key to helping children feel safe, cared for, and responsible. Another important part of setting boundaries calmly is explaining consequences clearly and kindly. This teaches children that consequences are not punishments designed to hurt them, but natural results of their choices. Understanding this helps children develop a sense of accountability. They learn that their actions matter and that they have control over what happens next. This lesson in responsibility is valuable and will stay with them for their whole lives. Life outside the family is full of choices, some good and some hard, and each comes with its own results. By consistently setting calm, clear boundaries at home, you help prepare your children for the real world. You show them how to handle rules and consequences with respect and maturity. Setting boundaries in this calm and loving way is one of the most powerful ways to show care as a parent. It helps build a relationship based on trust and respect, rather than fear or rebellion. When children understand boundaries and consequences calmly, they feel safer and more willing to cooperate. They see that you are there to guide them, not just to control or punish. Think about the positive effect this can have on your family life. Calm, clear boundaries reduce fights and power struggles. Instead, they open the door for honest communication and understanding. Your children learn that they can come to you with problems or feelings without fear of being judged or punished unfairly. Remember, setting boundaries calmly doesn't mean you are weak or giving in. On the contrary, it takes strength and courage to stay composed during tough moments and to see things from your child's point of view. This calmness builds your connection and respect, making it easier to work together to solve problems. In summary, clear boundaries set with calmness and care teach your children about limits, responsibility, and respect. They help create a safe and loving home where everyone knows what to expect. By practicing this, you prepare your children for a successful, happy life and build a stronger bond with them today. So next time your child tests limits or acts out, resist the urge to react with anger or frustration. Instead, breathe, stay calm, and clearly share your boundaries with love. Ask yourself, what is my child really feeling right now? And respond with patience and understanding. This is true parenting. It is in these calm moments of setting clear boundaries with love and respect that you teach your children life's most important lessons and build a relationship that lasts a lifetime. Step 4. Set the example you want to see. Children are like mirrors. They show us who they are by reflecting what they see more than what they hear. It's not enough to just tell them to be respectful or to pay attention. You need to show those behaviors in your everyday actions. If you want respect, start by treating your children with respect. If you want them to listen carefully, show them their words matter by really listening when they speak. In moments when feelings run high and patience wears thin, remember your children are watching closely how you behave. Your calmness, your ability to stay composed, and your patience during conflicts teach more than any lecture ever could. Setting a good example doesn't mean being perfect. It means being real and consistent. Children need to see that the values you talk about are the same ones you live by. This consistency helps build trust and respect over time. When they see you practice what you say, they feel a stronger connection to what you teach. For example, if you want your children to be good listeners, be there when they want to talk. If you want them to show respect, treat them fairly and kindly, even when you disagree. I have always believed the best teaching doesn't come from rules or speeches, but from what we do every day. When you regularly show the behavior you want your children to have, you help shape how they act, not just at home, but in all their relationships in the future. The kindness, patience, and respect you give them now will be the foundation for how they treat others later in life. It's important to remember that children don't need to see us as perfect. They need to see us as real people. They need to know it's okay to make mistakes, as long as we try to do better and keep learning. When they see you growing and improving, it teaches them that making errors is part of life. By leading with example, you give your children the greatest gift, a clear path to live their own lives with honesty, kindness, and strength. The example you set today shapes their future, how they treat people, how they handle hard times, and how they carry themselves with dignity in a world that will ask a lot from them. This is the power of setting the right example. It helps your children grow into adults who know how to live well, treat others with respect, and face life's challenges with courage. So remember, your daily actions matter more than words, and they will guide your children for years to come. Step 5. Create moments of connection outside of conflict. When tensions rise and disrespectful behavior happens, it's easy to focus only on fixing those problems. But what's just as important, maybe even more so, is building a strong, loving relationship with your children when things are calm. True respect doesn't come from constant correcting or punishment. Instead, it grows from trust, love, and connection. That's why making time for connection when there's no conflict is so important. These are the moments when you can really bond with your children, giving them your full attention and showing them they matter to you, without any pressure from discipline or misunderstandings. If you're still reading this guide and finding these lessons helpful, please comment too below to let me know you're here with me. Spend quality time together without distractions. This could be sharing a meal, doing a fun activity, or simply having a heartfelt conversation. These peaceful moments build the emotional ties that form the heart of your relationship. Children feel happiest and most secure when they know they are heard, valued, and appreciated. Respect grows naturally in these calm interactions, over time, and without force. When children see that you want to spend time with them, not just when there's trouble, but all the time, it builds a deep sense of safety and mutual respect. This makes it much easier to handle conflicts when they happen. From my experience, the stronger the bond you have, the fewer conflicts arise. And when disagreements do happen, they are usually less serious. Enjoying pleasant experiences together, like a walk in the park or a shared hobby, opens the door for better communication. These shared moments create a safe space where your children feel accepted and loved for who they really are, not just judged for their behavior when things get tough. These moments of connection form the foundation of your entire relationship. When your children feel loved and valued, they're more likely to treat you with respect and thoughtfulness, even during difficult times. They learn that your relationship isn't just about rules or consequences, but about love, trust, and trying to understand each other. That strong emotional connection is the best soil for respect to grow. It's not just about stopping fights or misbehavior. It's about creating a relationship where respect happens naturally, because love and understanding are so deeply rooted. By focusing on connection outside of conflict, you build a family bond that lasts. This bond supports everyone through life's challenges and makes your home a place of warmth, trust, and respect. Remember, respect isn't just given, it's grown from kindness, attention, and care. When you show your children love in the calm moments, you teach them how to be respectful, even when things get hard. And that is the key to a healthy, happy family. Step 6. Give them space to reflect. After you've calmly addressed the situation and set clear boundaries, one of the most powerful things you can do is give your children the space they need to reflect on their behavior. Growth doesn't happen instantly, and respect doesn't develop overnight. Sometimes the deepest changes take time to show up. By giving your children this space, you allow them the freedom to process everything at their own pace, without feeling rushed or overwhelmed by expectations. This approach encourages personal growth, helping your children truly understand and internalize the lessons you've shared in a meaningful way. It's natural to want quick results, to see immediate change, but rushing this process often causes resistance instead. From my experience, real growth happens when we step back and give time for self-awareness to develop inside them. Giving your children room to think isn't just about teaching respect. It also helps them build responsibility and learn to reflect on their own actions. Over time, they will understand the importance of respect on their own terms. This understanding is much stronger than just enforcing rules or demanding obedience. Maturity requires patience. It is a gradual process, and each child moves through it at their own pace. But with the right support and space, the lessons you've shared will take root and become part of who they are. Trying to force change or pushing too hard for an immediate apology can backfire, often causing resistance when you really want understanding. By giving them time, you're helping them grow the ability to reflect, learn, and become more respectful and self-aware. This kind of personal growth leads to lasting change, far deeper and more meaningful than any punishment or scolding could achieve. In short, patience and space are key to nurturing respect. When children feel trusted to think things over, they are more likely to develop genuine respect for themselves and others. This helps them build stronger relationships, not only with you, but with people throughout their lives. Remember, your role as a parent is not just to correct behavior, but to guide your children toward becoming responsible, thoughtful adults. Offering them space to reflect after setting boundaries is one of the most loving and effective ways to do this. So, after addressing a problem calmly and clearly, step back and let your children process it. Trust that with time, they will learn, grow, and come to respect both the rules and the reasons behind them. That patience and trust will build a foundation for a respectful, open, and loving relationship that lasts a lifetime. Final advice for stronger family bonds. Now that you've learned these 6 steps to handle disrespect calmly and constructively, I want to offer some final advice to help strengthen your bond with your children and improve communication even more. First and foremost, learn to let go of the small battles. Not every situation requires a reaction or a lesson. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is allow minor provocations to pass without turning them into conflicts. This doesn't mean ignoring important problems or letting serious issues slide, but rather recognizing which moments truly need your intervention and which moments are chances for your children to learn and grow on their own. By choosing your battles wisely, you teach your children that not everything in life has to become a confrontation. Sometimes letting go is the better choice. This helps them understand that conflict is not always necessary and builds emotional maturity. Another valuable strategy is to involve your children in family decisions. When you give them a voice in matters that affect them, it makes them feel like valued members of the family. This inclusion encourages a deeper sense of responsibility. It is during these moments that children begin to understand the true meaning of respect and the importance of working together as a family. Involving them also helps develop important problem-solving skills and gives them a greater appreciation for the consequences of their choices. If you are still reading this guide and finding these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know you're still here with me. It's also essential to recognize and celebrate your children's progress, no matter how small it seems. As parents, we often focus on correcting negative behavior, but acknowledging even the tiniest positive effort can have a powerful effect on your child. A simple phrase like, "I noticed how you handled that situation calmly," reinforces the behaviors you want to see more often. These moments of positive reinforcement build their confidence and motivate them to keep growing and improving. Remember, it's okay to admit your own mistakes. If you've overreacted in the past or handled the situation poorly, don't hesitate to apologize. This shows your children that nobody is perfect and that growing and learning is a lifelong journey for everyone. Admitting when we are wrong is a sign of strength, not weakness. By doing this, you model humility and teach your children that mistakes are opportunities to learn and improve. This lesson helps create an open, trusting relationship between you and your child. Lastly, always keep a long-term perspective. Family relationships, like all meaningful connections, take time to evolve. Real change doesn't happen overnight. Every small step you take toward greater respect, understanding, and calm is a step in the right direction. Don't be discouraged if results don't come immediately. With patience, consistency, and love, the benefits will appear over time. You will see your family bond grow stronger, creating a more peaceful and harmonious environment based on mutual respect and care. With these final tips, you'll be better prepared to face the everyday challenges of parenting with greater peace of mind, knowing that each moment of growth and each opportunity for connection builds a solid foundation for a stronger family relationship. Embrace this journey and trust that with time, patience, and plenty of love, you are creating a home where respect and harmony can truly flourish. As we finish, take a moment to reflect on everything we've talked about. What have you learned about fostering respect, setting boundaries, and building deeper connections with your children? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share one thing you've learned and how you plan to put it into practice in your life by commenting below. If you enjoyed this guide and found it helpful, please leave your comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us continue bringing you valuable content. Thank you for watching.